Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the roleplay playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. For those of you who don't know, I am Miu, and I play games, and that pretty much covers everything we need to cover before we get started here. Currently, I am playing, as I said, Pathfinder Kingmaker, the new game by Owlcat Games. I have started a character. If you've been watching, you've seen me play through it a little bit. Charlotte, the rogue. Truth be told, I realized what was missing was kind of this feel of Charlotte as a character. So, I went through and I created an actual roleplay character, and we will actually roleplay our way through this. Meet Sebastin Aldori, born Sebastin Kvortorov. The Kvortorovs are a noble family of Brevoy, founded from the Sword Lords who threw in their lot with Coral Rogarvia when he conquered Brevoy. So, the story that I have for Sebastin here is, he grew up in this house. And let me read you what the Pathfinder Wiki has to say about House Kvortorov. The Kvortorov family, motto, "We won't be saddled," are a hot-tempered family that has produced knights for many generations. They are trying to better establish themselves as a great house of Brevoy now that their lieges, the Rogarvias, have disappeared. Their crest is a white dragon with a helmet embedded in its chest. Many of the Kvortorovs are experts with the Aldori dueling sword. So they received their land when they sided with Coral the Conqueror. So Sebastin here was born a Kvortorov far down the line of succession. Something like, sixth son of the third person in line to to inherit, whatever. So he decided to go to Rostov and study in an Aldori dueling school. But then the Rogarvias disappeared, and his father told him, "You must return home." And Jamandi worked, pulled what strings she could, made it seem like it would be a great offense to the Aldori were I to be recalled midway through my training. Therefore, my father relented and allowed me to continue my training. Now, at the end of my training, Jamandi has come to me and asked what my plans are. Do I plan to go back and help with my family and all that? And Sebastin expressed a certain reluctance to do so. And so she said she may have something for him, that he can forge his own destiny, his own fortune, separate from his family. This sounded good to Sebastin. So Sebastin is going to head out into the Stolen Lands, and that is where we will pick up with our story. What's crackin', Counterbolt? How's Eve doing? Hanging loose? I hope so. So Sebastin, we gave him the pragmatic voice.
I'll go ahead.
I think that voice sounds good for him. I like the portrait that I found, that I was able to use. You can actually find a lot of portraits already done in the proper sizes in a couple of imager galleries that I found. It's really cool. We just randomly picked day and month, so he was born in Calistral on the 28th. I would put him at neutral. Like, he's lawful enough to want to keep tradition, keep law, but he's chaotic enough to go against his family's wishes. So I think he's pretty neutral. He's maybe even neutral good. I like to think he's good. He's a good person. So we'll make him neutral good. Cracking some fools on Magic the Gathering. Fools think they can out-magic Eve. Yup. Eve is hard to out-magic. I wish they'd put in MTG where you could actually find your friends and challenge them or something like that. Just play your friends. I understand why they don't in the arena kind of thing that they have going, but it'd be kind of a cool feature just for the heck of it, even if it didn't count toward anything. So looking at his sheet here, we went with Fighter with the Aldori Defender archetype. This gives him proficiency in the Aldori dueling sword, and just fits the character beautifully. This is an archetype that you don't get much chance to play, except for in this AP. It fits so beautifully, it's worth doing. So you can see we've got him a dex-based fighter. with some, got to have some decent charisma because you're going to lead. Some decent intelligence gives us some skills. Con, we're going to be upfront, be tanking, because that's the thing that I realized my party was missing early on, and something that I think I would like to do as a role. And my entire cam has just frozen. Ain't that something? Well, let's see what we can do about that. That's going to be better. There we go. Okay, now that the cam is back, done the way it needs to be. Woo! That was something. So we've got, let's see. For skills, we went ahead and did athletics, or I went ahead and did athletics, persuasion, knowledge world. He's going to need 2 mobility for the duelist prestige class, which I think will work quite well. So we went ahead and put 1 in mobility. And I think that was it. Yeah, knowledge world, persuasion, athletics, and 1 in mobility. You'll see that we have a base attack bonus of 1. So we start out with some fighting ability. We have all the proficiencies. Aldori defenders and duelists alike prefer to wear light to no armor, usually. And we may just stick straight Aldori defender, but the Aldori dueling sword does really well with dex-based builds. So as you can see, we took weapon focus with the dueling sword, weapon finesse, so that we can add our dex bonus to hit, and Aldori dueling master, which gives us a +2 bonus on initiative as long as we start combat with a dueling sword. And as long as we only wield a dueling sword, nothing in our offhand, we get a +2 shield bonus to AC. So we get both the weapon and a shield and an initiative booster, all for wielding the same weapon, which is what we're going to wield anyway. And I think that about covers it for our setup. And so, my dogs are going crazy. I'm going to let them out of the room, and I'll be right back in just a couple seconds, and we'll get rolling. Sometimes the puppies can hang out with me, other times not so much. And yes, I know we are restarting. Charlotte isn't really going anywhere, but I felt like really digging into the lore and the roleplay in here and really see, because that's one of the cool things about Pathfinder and the APs that they put out, is they put so much lore into them. They put so much work. Every NPC is a real NPC, and I feel like it's only proper and respectful to create a PC that will match them in personality. Besides, I feel like mechanically we could have used a tank early on. Like, really could have used a tank early on. The interminable loading screens. They go on forever. And we'll just wait here, sit here. Eventually it'll decide it's ready to load. Hearing something.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
I like how equally substantial became commensurately huge.
Where are they? This is taking forever! It didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway, rich folk?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
Go, Amiri.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the Stolen Lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder. Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
Okay, so this is our first interaction here. I think of import to Sebastin here. I'll ask, there's a whole team of us. Who exactly will receive the Baron's title?
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
Huh.
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
If I may please answer the question. We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
What rewards can we expect exactly?
And what reward would you seek beyond a noble title and your own lands?
We'll absorb the costs of preparing and equipping your expeditions. Once you return victorious, Restov will also allocate you a significant sum to provide financial support for you to establish your country. Essentially, we'll help you build your capital. I hope such a reward is satisfactory.
Wait,
Words, words, words. Significant, financial. I can't fill my belly with pretty words.
go Amiri.
Of course. There will also be an official banquet held in your honor. All of Rostov's high society will gather to celebrate your feat.
Now you're talking.
So why not just recognize the Stag Lord as Baron?
That's a good point. As I see it, this Stag Lord already holds power over the region with confidence. Many noble bloodlines were started by bandits who just got lucky, weren't they?
Perhaps because we do have standards to maintain. This room has seen many celebrations of adventurers, and even those who just got lucky. But giving a noble title to a bandit lord? That's one thing that's never happened here, and it won't while I still breathe.
So you're helping us found a barony. What do you gain from such generosity?
Don't ask stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around, or whatever it is you do.
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front, well, please know that these concerns are unfounded. Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs and monster hordes.
Alright, it's clear as day.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Rostov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet, go, and return in triumph.
I shall.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this Stag Lord a lesson?
I'm Sebastin. Well, he would introduce himself as Kovortarov. The way I plan it, he doesn't actually get the Aldori name until he gets his barony. But you could only put in one name. So, we went with Aldori.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Wait, a book?
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly?
That is a good question. Why didn't they?
And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
Not a bad plan. It's settled then. I'll accomplish the feats and you'll write them down.
Deal. All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
Good evening, Lady Lindsay. Go talk to Amiri. Finally, the idle talk's over. Can't wait to set out. Alright. Tomorrow our glorious journey begins. Are you ready? I hope so. I don't need layabouts on my team. Those simple bandits. We'll deal with them in no time. Alright. Well, can't really learn anything about anybody here. Let's go say hi to Harem. He spoke up. This expedition is surely doomed. Is it? Horrific Scythe Lady is kind of making me feel like she's a horrific Scythe Lady. I'll go speak to Jamandi before I leave. Get some rest before the road. You have a difficult journey before you. Yes, yes I do. I had a dream that I was somebody named Charlotte and did all this crazy stuff. But we'll go get some rest. Leave the party. Take a nap. So the River Kingdoms are by no means a unified nation, but rather a constantly shifting group of city-states and fiefdoms. Fiefdoms? Fiefdoms. One of those. Each at war with the others to gain more power and prevent their own demise.
Help! Help!
What's going on?
The mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers or we'll all be cut down one by one.
As if to lend credence to Lindsay's words, a scream echoes from the hallway. You're not going anywhere. Okay, so let's see. Probably don't have a whole ton of abilities. We have a potion of feather step. Okay. So the only thing we can really do is charge, and we can't even really charge. So we're just going to have to fight him. My Aldori dueling sword. Well, that was easy enough. He's got crap, but I will take his chain shirt. Let's open our inventory. What are we wearing? Studded leather. We'll put on a chain shirt. Max dex of 4, -2 armor penalty, -1 armor penalty. That gives us an AC of 19 though, so we'll wear a chain shirt. Okay, let's go out. Go see what's going on in here. Oh, I feel bad taking this guy's loot. He wouldn't take this guy's loot. Come in and see that he's dead. Oh, that is a shame. The assassins are already here. Follow me, quickly. Dead guy over here. I would check his body for anything useful. They have much useful, but I would at least check it. Empty bookshelf. You know what? I feel bad. Alright, I'll pick up the gold. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pick up some goodies. They've got someone. We have to help. Look, they're running. Get them. And what shall I do with this one? We'll finish him later. He won't get away. Alright. Lindsay, dear. Oh, I can't control you. Go, Sebastin. Sebastin. They missed him. Which is what we want. Yeah, that's what we want in a tank. Miss, miss, miss. All day long.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory. Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before? We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the stolen lands. Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
Alright, I find it somewhat offensive, but I would put on the ring.
All according to plan.
Nope, we'd ignore it. That kind of sucks a little bit.
They dare to attack me?
Okay, Sebastin. Can you charge him? Charge the assassin. Lindsay. Have you shoot, and we'll have you be using your Ray of Frost. Or actually your Jolt. Sorry, you'll use your Jolt over and over again. Burning Hands and Magic Missile. If I need them. Charge. Take him down. Let's try ability. Sure. Oh no, not you, Tartuccio. Tartuccio, you keep doing your
Leave
thing.
This one to me.
Bastin, I want you to use your mobility to try to get over here. Yeah, move half speed. Get him
This
right
should
now.
do it.
There we go. Off your mobility. Go run up there. There we go. Using my dueling sword. There we go. 1, 2. Done. That was beautiful. We will take the potions off of you. You obviously don't need them. I don't need your padded armors. Or your short bows, for that matter. Again, take your potions. Don't need anything else. Lindsay, are you okay? You seem to have taken some damage.
In due time.
Oh, we need to turn that to that kind of formation. Check the door. Bang. Oh no, is everyone dead? We'll pocket the gold off of them, but we won't search the bookshelf. I know, we maybe should be, but, you know. Like I said, it's a roleplay one. We won't check the chest. Ugh.
That is not far.
No need to steal from Lady Jamandi.
Blood for Gorum!
Yeah, blood for
It's
Gorum.
the end for you rats!
Blood for Gorum.
Let's make this quick.
Okay. Your abilities. Go get him. Go get him, Sebastin. There's a crit. Mash. And that's it.
Oh, it's you. Stay up from under my feet or I'll strike you down. Blood for Gorum!
Blood for Gorum.
Barbarians.
Literally.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
Right, Lindsay?
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria saved me from such heroes.
Yeah, exactly like that, bro. Alright, let's see. We got potions. Okay.
Ready for anything.
We're going to give myself a potion. We'll give Lindsay a potion. Can we really put 2 in there? Oh, no. Apparently not. Apparently that was just a mistake. A mess up, so to speak. Bertuccio, you don't get nothing. You're an asshole. Grab everyone. Go check that gate. Heavy gate is securely locked. Okay. This is your last chance. Drop your weapons and we'll spare your lives. So generous. I'm afraid I can't offer you the same courtesy. Hey you, ugly mug. Get him. What in hell's name is that? That looks to be a frost giant. Or something of a similar nature. Well then. Let's come in here. Let's check this guy out. Grab the potion off of him. Go check the guards, see if they have anything useful. Potion of Enlarged Person, a potion of Cure Light Wounds. They have long swords, light shields, spears. Nope, don't care about any of that. Passage is blocked. You can't make it through this way. Well, we'll go through this way then. The heavy gate is securely locked. Alright. Try to climb it, Sebastin.
A trivial matter.
Yes, it is. A trivial matter. Alright.
I am prepared.
Sebastin, charge that
This
dude.
spell doesn't work like that.
Can you make an epic pose? I
No.
need inspiration.
Oh, you missed.
Let yourself open.
But then you crit. And there's the attack of opportunity. Haha. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah, I like the Aldori defender. No, we were talking about No Hell's Rebels tonight. We were talking about figuring something out, and I just haven't gotten there just yet. Sorry, I thought we'd figured that out. That we're still kind of talking about what we're going to do with that. Alright, let's go see what's here.
Applause, please.
In due
Hello?
time.
Oh. Found an armory.
My patience is running thin.
I know what to do.
Alright. Let's see. Do we need to take anything from the armory? I don't think so. We'll look and see if there's anything useful. That's heavy armor. That's a tower shield. Medium armor. And there is... the Watchkeeper's key. We need that. We'll just... That's all we'll take. It's just the key. I know, Counterbolt. I want to pop that gnome's head like a pimple too. Freaking Tartuccio. Like, he's a dick no matter what.
Familiar faces. I hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jaethal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them.
And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch?
Lucio eyes Jethal suspiciously.
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me.
What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons or...
As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side, and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's get to it.
Alright, let's do it. Jethal, you're going to need to be up near me as we fight our way through all of this.
All according
I'm
to
checking
plan.
here. Nope, just the bookcase.
I see something.
So I think,
What
Lindsay,
troubles
you're
you?
going to have to be the one to try to disarm the traps.
Anything else?
Follow my lead. Interesting.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Yes, she was.
Applause, please.
In due
I will
time.
applaud later.
What a find!
Okay, let's come in here and see there's a chest over here that we're not going to mess with.
Lindsay the Magnificent? Lindsay the Illustrious? Something more simple, like Lindsay the Great?
That is not
Maybe
far.
Lindsay the Indecisive.
Yeah, Lindsay the Incessant. I like that. Ah, a couple of scrolls. May be of use to us.
As it should be.
Oh. What are you dallying for? New Jamandi's cache has to be here somewhere. Well, hurry it up before... Stop! Someone's
Our
coming.
victory is certain.
Okay. Can you charge that guy? Yes, you
This
can.
spell doesn't work like that.
Okay, charge that guy then. Jethal, go fight that
Unworthy.
guy. Here's the charge. Boom. Death. Death and dismemberment. Check them for stuff. A couple of potions. Padded armors, whatever. Let's see if there's anyone that needs help over here.
All according to plan.
We're going to check. We wouldn't even mess with that. That is Lady Jamandi's stuff. We don't mess with Lady Jamandi's stuff. Okay.
In due time.
Try to line up over here.
Time's not
Start
waiting.
with a charge at the assassin.
Move on!
Jethal. Nice. God, this tank is amazing. This is an amazing tank. I'm digging this build. Can you charge that guy? Do it. Charge him. Bam! Goodbye. Alright, we'll grab your potion. We'll grab your potions. And then let's go see Harem.
Follow my lead.
Grotus, I can sense your silhouette hovering over me. It won't be much longer. Soon we shall meet, O Lord of Oblivion.
Aren't you being a bit premature? Look at yourself, you've barely got a scratch.
That's impossible. Oh, it seems you might be right. It seems I will live. I suppose I must postpone meeting my god, not for long, I'm sure. But while we remain in this transient world, Arim is at your service.
Well, thank you, Harem. Shall we?
That is not far.
Speak to Keston.
You, run and get an axe. You, bring more water. You, stay here and hold our defense. Those assassins are still around here somewhere. Aha! Some of our guests survived. Good. You need to get to the banquet hall and help Lady Jamandi.
What's going on here?
Someone opened the gate, let in a group of assassins in the middle of the night. Now they've set the mansion on fire to cut off access to the hall. They don't want Lady Jamandi to get reinforcements. We cleared the passage so you can get through. Just try to avoid inhaling the smoke. We'll be right behind you. We just need to put out the fire first to save the mansion.
You need help putting out the fire.
No, we'll manage. I've got my best people here, those who still live. Your place is by Lady Aldori's side.
It doesn't seem right. What if some of the guards are wounded? We need to help them.
Where's the hall?
You'll have to run through the fire. We've almost put it out at the entrance, so your main concern should be to not inhale any smoke. Hold your breath and take the first right, then head straight down the hallway.
I'll go immediately.
May Abadar keep you safe.
And so our adventure started, earlier and much more tragic than we'd expected. The whole team who'd gathered in the hall yesterday had been reduced to but a handful of brave souls, led by Sebastin Aldori, and not at all by that scoundrel Tartuccio, no matter what he might have imagined of himself. Jamandi Aldori was waiting for us, but to get to her we'd have to march through fire, literally. As we approached the burning building, we covered our noses and mouths before we rushed inside. It was a good thing we hadn't wasted any time. After entering the building and taking just a few steps forward, the wall behind us slanted and crashed down with a terrible crackling sound, blocking the way back. While we may not have planned on going back, if we'd come in a little later, the flaming logs and red-hot bricks would have fallen right on our heads. Regardless, we were left with only one way to go. The hot air burned our lungs, and our eyes watered from the smoke, but Sebastin Aldori led us stubbornly through the flames, while Tartuccio did nothing useful at all. We'd made it to the hallway leading to the banquet hall when we heard someone calling for us. It was Valerie, one of the guards I'd chatted with a bit in the banquet hall. Even then, in that calm setting, I'd been stunned by her beauty. But now, amid the smoke and flame, she looked like a celestial avenger, an armored deity, menacing but beautiful and merciful, descending from the higher spheres to help us poor mortals. She held a burned, barely living guard in her arms. "There are two more," she shouted as she passed by us. "They're wounded! Help me pull them out!" Tartuccio grumbled something about how Jamandi was waiting for us. Meanwhile, Sebastin Aldori... Alright, so this is the big question for Sebastin. And once again, my camera seems to have decided it's time to freeze up a little bit. Ain't that just fun? Ain't that just something special? Okay. Would Sebastin try to save the guards from the fire? Or tell Valerie that she should leave them and help us, join us to help Jamandi? Leave them! Keston is right behind us! Yes? No. No, he's good. Rush to save the guards from the fire. Do it. Ah, we failed. Saving the poor fellows was harder than it had seemed. We inhaled a lot of smoke and we burned ourselves more than once before managing to pull them away from the fire. Only then did Valerie pause to catch her breath and wipe the sweat from her face. "Thank you. That was truly noble of you," she said. "And now, let us rush to Lady Aldori's aid." Ensuring the guards we'd rescued were relatively safe, we made our way out to the hall, where the battle was already in full swing. So, a bit of wounding there. Back, Lindsay, go ahead and use a Cure Light Wounds on Sebastin. And let's move forward. Hey, guard. Cough, cough. I thought I was gonna.
In due time.
You were. Except for me. And Valerie. Who helped. Some. Care? Do we care? Could take the bloodstone and the gold. But in fact, we are actually going to drop back a couple of items that we picked up that we shouldn't have. We're not going to steal from Lady Aldori. That's not how we roll. I mean, yeah, we'll probably miss out on some wealth doing it this way, but we shall see. Reinforcements are already on the way. Say your prayers, scum. Okay. Grab everyone and move them up.
To plan.
We're
You
like
cannot
that.
stand
Okay.
against me.
Don't let them through. Jamandi dies tonight. So we have assassins here. Alright. Can you charge? You cannot charge.
This should do it.
Stop everyone. What do we got? Okay. Valerie. What do you have for abilities? Not much yourself. You can demoralize. Got a potion of Shield of Faith. Yep, just do your thing. Go Valerie. Jethal, come help with that. For the moment. Jethal, go get that one. Alright, Harem, you're also in melee. Go take care of that Rift Channeler. Oh, nice. 1 damage. Good. Channeling spell failed. The leader.
A calculated risk.
Alright, everyone honed in on the leader. You take care of the channelers. Perfect. Go Amiri. Fear was caused. Amiri, or Lindsay, you don't have remove fear, do you? Okay, start playing your song. And in fact, move up. See, how are we doing? Jethal, Valerie, both doing well. Okay, I got scared. I'm sorry.
Waste.
Go take care of that Rift Channeler. There we go, and then there's one more bowman. Can't charge. Can't charge. There he is. He goes down. And Jamandi does her thing. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our potions off of these guys. We're going to loot them pretty good. Grab his magic bracers, alchemist fire, and some flasks. And let's loot these guys. Get their potions. Collect everyone. And come talk to Jamandi.
In due time.
Thank you for your valor and bravery. The enemy was strong, but you were stronger. And that means I made the right choice. Just as I thought, there were worthy leaders among you. I'm especially grateful to them for the courage and common sense they showed while defending the mansion. But this attack means we have even less time than I thought. Someone already knows of our plans and is acting against us. You'll begin your expedition immediately.
Of course.
Lady Aldori, please, I know who arranged this attack. The vile king of Pitax, Iroveti. What's more, I know who among us works for him. Hey, you! Show everyone the ring you're wearing. You think I wouldn't recognize Iroveti's seal? That's why he wasn't killed. The bandits recognized him as one of their own by this signet ring.
Tartuccio's trying to set me up. He's the one who gave me this ring.
Yes. Such a gambit would be typical of Iroveti and his henchmen. And yet, it still seems suspicious. There's definitely a spy among us. But who? All I have is one word against another. I'm afraid you're both under suspicion.
I bet my life despise anyone but this man. I saw how he dealt with those creeps with my own eyes. A true warrior. I'd go with him through hell and high water. This purple crook, on the other hand, he's got the eyes of a spy and the mug of a spy.
Oh my god, that is my favorite line out of this whole game so far. He's got the eyes of a spy and the mug of a spy.
Lady Aldori, don't listen to this thick-headed barbarian. She doesn't know what she's talking about. During the attack, our leader showed his true colors. He forced us to break into the armory and rob it.
Actually, I didn't, but forgive me for my trespass. In my defense, we are in the middle of a battle and in dire need of weapons.
An attack is no reason to break into rooms in someone else's house and pocket their property.
But I didn't. I got the key. That's literally it.
That was a sound decision. Sometimes one must act at one's own risk and peril, until crossing the boundaries of what is allowed. Showing initiative is no crime.
It is insane when faced with death to stop and question whether you may be breaking some law or rule. Even more insane would be to ask forgiveness for making the right decision. Sorry, but your words display a lack of wisdom.
Sorry, Harem.
What about that trick he pulled right before we came in here? He knew very well you were fighting the enemy, but instead of rushing to help you, he dallied as long as he could, dropping everything to save people from the fire, even though the guards were handling things just fine. He was obviously hoping to show up too late and find you already dead.
People were dying right in front of me. How could I just walk by?
Really, Tartuccio? You're seriously trying to blame someone for saving people from a fire?
Thank you.
May Shellen spare me from ever having to make such a choice, but he behaved decently as a true leader.
A true leader is someone who has their priorities straight, not someone who would put a valuable ally's life in danger for the sake of some servant.
Enough squabbling. I'm still not sure which of you I can trust. However, the risk of entrusting the whole affair to a spy is too great. Here's what we'll do. 2 teams will head out. That way, I'll know at least one group can be counted on to serve my interests in the stolen lands.
Makes sense, Lady Jamandi.
Lady Aldori, most of those who were to set off for the stolen lands have been killed. Those who yet live will require help. Please allow me to join the expedition.
I'm sad to lose such a talented warrior. But you're right, Valerie. They have greater need of you right now. Go, And may Abadar keep you. Which of the two teams would you prefer to accompany?
If my leader allows, I would join his team. He seems a worthy commander in my eyes.
Of course.
Commanders, military leaders, all these laws and rules are but dust and vanity. I suppose I will accompany Tartuccio.
Our leader is good in battle, but I don't like all the spiritual agonizing. I prefer those who can act without wasting time helping every little pipsqueak. Those like Tartuccio.
Ugh, Tartuccio's going to take the credit for himself and be done with it. Shellen, spare me from such allies. I'm going with you. You're a hero worthy of my quill.
Right? I even have the picture to prove it.
I don't even need to think. I'm coming with this man. As for you, Purple Toad, just wait until we meet along the way. I'll be sure to hang your rotten spine guts from the trees.
You do that.
All right, we have two teams. To avoid unnecessary conflict on the road, you'll each take a different route to the Stolen Lands. Tartuccio's team will go through Navacta's Crossing. The garrison commandant will provide him all the help he needs. You will take your team to Oleg Levitin's trading post. He's been complaining about the Stag Lord's bandits for a while now. There, you'll be provided with all the necessary travel supplies. I'd like to believe you, but I know all too well how convincing traitors and spies can be. If you're truly innocent, I hope you can forgive me this precaution.
I can.
While you're away, Keston will investigate the night's events and learn who in Restov is working for Patax. But you should know that it isn't just Patax we need to worry about. The Royal House of Sertova may also interfere in our plans. I've managed to keep this affair a secret from them so far, but that can't last long. By my estimations, you have no more than 3 months. After that, any feats you accomplish will be pointless.
Okay.
And now, farewell. This battle was but the first ordeal along your path, and you overcame it as true champions of Restov. May the obstacles that follow also fall to your feet. Fear nothing, my friends, and return victorious.
All right. So there's the prologue. We have our party. We're going to have Lindsay and Valerie and Amiri, of course. So a nice melee team here. Pretty tanky. Which I think will be useful.
Surviving a terrible night, our small team set off to brave our fate. Beware, Stolen Lands. Heroes are on the way.
Yeah, they are. Alright, so we finished up the prologue. I think this is a good time for a break. I will be back in just a few minutes. You guys stay tuned. Be sure and follow, like, subscribe, all of that excellent stuff. And I will catch you here in just a few minutes. Bye.
Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart.